Mhm. Welcome everyone to our midweek exhale. This is only our second session of running these, so I'm super excited to be here with you and to be able to lead you in this session. My name is Sharyn, and I am a breathwork teacher, mentor, coach, and yeah, these sessions are here for you to experience the way that we teach breathwork, the types of breathwork techniques that we work with, so that you can decide A, whether you like us, and whether you would like to work with us, um, but also more importantly, so that you can gift yourself an hour in the middle of the week to have what we call a midweek exhale. So the opportunity just to let your shoulders sink. Maybe you want to do that just while we're here. Just let your shoulders sink and just quieten down for just an hour. Just an hour. And our hope and our intention from this um, is that your week will continue with that with a bit of smoothing, a little smoother than perhaps it has gone so far, and that the breath will just guide you into the weekend. So that's our intention. Now, if you've breathed with Marie and I at Breathing Space before, um, you perhaps have some expectation of a format, but we are doing something very different in these sessions. We wanted to give people the opportunity to experience different breath techniques in one session. Now, all of the breath techniques that we are going to do in this session, at least, are all breath techniques that you might learn if you were going to do our breath coach training. So these are all breath works that you could incorporate into your existing practice with your existing clients, as well as obviously incorporating them into your own life and being able to turn to the breath, be in relationship with the breath as you walk through life. Because for me, anyway, that was the bit of breath work that was transformational for me. It was knowing that at any time, in any circumstance, I had access to the breath. And sometimes I would do a technique. Most times, I have to say, I would tune into breath awareness and tune into how the breath was moving through my body. And we're going to do a bit of that today in a few minutes. So, what does the session look like? So, we're going to do 4 breaths this evening. And there's going to be a bit of a description from me. Those of you who are already facilitators will probably recognize the description. Those of you who are not, I hope it will be a comprehensive enough explanation of what it is that you need to do. But if you have any questions, pop them in the chat box and I will come back and answer the questions as part of my guidance. So do just use the chat box if you would like to. So there'll be a little introduction from me on the breath, the demonstration of the breath. And then we're going to go into about 6 minutes of the breath to music, accompanied by music. After which, there will be 2 minutes of silence to give you time to come back from the place that you went to with that breath, to give you time to reflect, and to give you time just to check in with how you're feeling. And also, I don't think we gift ourselves silence often enough. So I wanted to give us like some little punctuation throughout the breath just to settle down. And then we'll repeat. So then I'll give you a description for a new breath. We'll do 6 minutes of that breath and then we'll have silence. So any questions on that so far? Does that seem okay? Yeah? Got some thumbs up and some nods, so that's good. So in that case, I think we're going to move straight in to the breath work then. I should just probably say I don't need to give you any contraindications as such for the breaths that we're going to be doing today. Now, what that means is that with most health conditions that you might be carrying, that you might be walking with at the moment, the breath works that we're going to do today will simply be supportive. There's no reason why you shouldn't fully engage with the breath work. However, the reason why I'm so passionate about breath work and the reason why I still practice all of this time, there's many things I've learned and many things I no longer practice. Breath work is not like that. The reason why I am still practicing breath work is because it is a fully empowering practice. So as we go into the breathworks, if at any point you don't feel comfortable and you want to just drop the breath and just breathe with your natural rhythm, I absolutely encourage you to do so. And throughout I'm going to start with breath awareness. And if at any point during the further breaths you feel like actually this one's not for you, just return back to breath awareness. As I've said already, for me, it's the most powerful breath that you can do. So yes, don't feel like in any way that you are missing out because you don't feel like doing the breath that I am guiding you in. Three of the breaths are quite calming. There's one breath, the next to last breath, is a little bit more activating. And again, if you don't want to be activated, maybe if you don't even know what activated means, it's a little bit more dynamic and it might just kind of get your heart moving, your heart pumping a little bit more. You might kind of feel some sensations in your body. And if you don't want that, you don't have to do it. Just return back to breath awareness. So I think I've spoken for long enough. Marie, just give me a thumbs up if you think that's okay, or if I've missed something. No, I haven't missed anything. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I invite you to make yourselves comfortable. Now you can do this lying down, or you can do it seated, with or without your head supported. If you can support your head and neck, you probably will facilitate your relaxation a little more. But don't worry if you can't. It's absolutely fine to do this seated. And as you make yourself comfortable, just begin to notice your connection to the surface that you are sitting or lying on. And I don't know why this fascinates me so much, but it really, really does. Somehow, if you move your focus to the parts of your body that are in contact with the surface, and if you really, really focus, you can get a feel for the infinitesimal, teeny tiny gap that there is between you and any surface. In every situation, there is space. And just see through this breath work if you can find yourself focusing on the little teeny tiny bits of space between you and the surface that you're in contact with. And if all you do for the next 30 or 40 minutes is do that, I would be fascinated to hear the experience that you had when we open the circle at the end. Now I can see from looking at you on the screen that you are now all really nice and comfy. So I'm going to start the music, but I'll still be chatting to you for a little while. So for our first track, we are going to give some attention, give our awareness to what is. And we're going to start with the breath. But then perhaps we might move to other areas of our bodies. But let's first bring attention to the breath. And just notice whether you're bringing the breath into your body through your nose or through your mouth. Notice how the breath feels as it enters your body. Just bring your attention, let your exhale just happen, but really bring your focus and attention to the inhale. Whether you're breathing in through your nose or your mouth, feel where the breath touches. Feel where it touches you on the inside. Notice the temperature. Notice the texture. It might be dry, it might be slightly damp. And I don't need you at this point to change anything. But you might find it interesting to observe beyond your breath. Do you have some thoughts that are running through your mind as you're observing your breath? And can you observe those thoughts, again without changing or influencing them? It's a powerful place to observe without judgment or without change. And then when we judge and change, it's a powerful place to observe that judgment and that change. So I'm going to leave you just witnessing the breath, witnessing your mind, your heart, how your body moves. With every inhale and every exhale, just noticing, quietly noticing. for the last 2 minutes or so of this track, you might want to bring kind responses into your noticing. So maybe if you notice some discomfort in your body, you might want to move and make yourself more comfortable. If you notice some chatter in your mind, you might want to ask yourself how you could bring kindness. Use this last minute to really respond to what you're observing with kindness and gentleness. And as the track begins to fade out, we're going to just rest in 2 minutes of silence, a time for reflection. In a moment, we're going to go into our next segment. But just before we do, just notice how you felt in an extended period of silence. And again, remember our noticing is with kindness and gentleness. And our next segment, we're going to breathe with an extended exhale. So if you can, I invite you to inhale through your nose until it feels like you're nicely full. So not overly full, not overly extended on the inhale, just a gentle inhale. And then I would like you to exhale through the mouth for twice as long if you can as your inhale, but see how it feels. Again, don't push on the exhale, just exhale until you feel empty, and then inhale again. And if you want to, you can extend the practice by exhaling through pursed lips or straw lips, as if you're blowing out through a straw. So let's inhale for 3 and exhale for 6. Inhale and exhale. Find a rhythm that works for you. The key to this breath is not to extend the inhale or the exhale. Don't push it, I mean. Be gentle. Gently inhaling through the nose and then exhaling slowly through the mouth. Lengthening your exhale, but just making sure not to push. Don't push your inhale and don't push your exhale. Just a nice gentle inhale through the nose and a lengthened exhale through the mouth. This breath is really good for supporting you in times of tension or anxiety. So as the track gently comes to an end, let that breath pattern fall away and just spend some time at your natural rhythm. Breathe with your natural rhythm. And then let this time of silence be a time for you to reflect. So take a look at your body, at your mind. Place your hand on your heart or your belly. Just reflect on how you feel after that breath. Again, just reflecting on how the silence felt and noticing whether it felt different than the first silence we shared. In this section, in this segment, we are going to breathe the bull breath. Now this is slightly more activating. So if you don't feel like stirring things up and being a little dynamic, then you can go back and redo the extended, the lengthened exhale breath or the breath awareness that we've just done. If you would like to join me, then I invite you to breathe actively and sharply through the nose, and then gently through the mouth, exhaling through the mouth. So let me do that again. Actively through the nose for your inhale, and then gently through the mouth on the exhale. Now the music for this is quite quick. Don't feel you have to breathe along at the speed that I am going to do. And actually, perhaps I'd like to call this resting bull breath, because maybe you might like to breathe a few. Inhale active, exhale gentle, inhale active, exhale gentle. And then maybe you might want to rest for a while and then go back to the bull breath. So first of all, just listen to the beat and see if you can start to feel the music. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. maybe rest for a while. If it feels good to you, picking up the beat and starting again. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Rest again if that feels good to you, or carry on if you're enjoying the ball breath. Just noticing the sensations moving through your body as you move into resting state. Notice what changes. And maybe start up again with the bull breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Taking a rest when it suits you and your rhythm, and remembering that you can use your natural breath and breath awareness if that suits you better. We've got a minute and a half left. As the track comes to an end, just move into rest mode. Let your breath return to your natural rhythm and enjoy the silence. Just before we move into our last segment, just reflect once again on the silence and notice the differences. Notice the differences in your body, in your mind, in your emotions, and maybe just adapt, adjust anything that needs to so that you are as comfortable as you can be. And for our final segment, we're going to breathe into harmony. So we are going to breathe by matching our inhale with our exhale, equal length. And if possible, if it's physically possible for you, I would love you to do this through your nose. So breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. And there is a beat to this next track, kind of regular beat. And let that beat inform the best, let your body, use the beat to inform the best length of your inhale or exhale. So you might breathe in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. You might breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. You may even go up to 5 or 6. I really encourage you to feel into what your body needs and adapt and adjust as you go through the breath. So take some time first to listen to the beat. And then choose the count that best serves you, matching your inhale with your exhale. whichever breath count you are using, just try and add one more beat, and just slow the breath down. Just do this for a couple of more minutes. Slowing the breath, but keeping it balanced and in harmony. And just letting your breath return back to its natural rhythm as we have our last minute of silence. And bringing your awareness and your attention back to your breath again, and allowing your natural rhythm to simply be. And moving back into that space of observer, that space of noticing. Just notice what's changed in the last 40 minutes or so. Cast your mind back to when you first sat in your chair or laid down and made yourself comfortable. And just witness what is now. And again, with no judgment, just observation. No change required. Just noticing. And then letting even the observation of your breath just fall away now. Beginning to bring some movement back into your body. Beginning to maybe shake out a little bit, maybe stretch a little bit, and just let the breath sequencing just fall away. The time that we've shared together. And bring a little bit of gentle patting if it feels good to your chest, maybe to your shoulders, and the back of your neck. Just gentle tapping with your fingertips, moving up as you feel like you're ready to, onto the top of the back of your head and the top of your head. And just gently tapping down your face, around your eyes gently. And gently around your mouth, and then maybe just giving your jaw a little massage before coming back to your chest and some final tapping there on your chest. And then we'll finish the practice with a sigh. So if you would like to inhale, maybe raise your arms up whilst you do. And then exhale as you bring your arms down and with a sigh. And I enjoyed that, so let's do that again. Let's inhale, stretching up, and then exhaling, just bringing our arms down. Thank you very much, everyone. So I am going to stop the recording now and invite you back into the Zoom room where we'll have time